Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. Of course, I'm Diego, and today we're going to continue to talk about Legally Blonde. Your chick flick movie that you love so much. I don't love it, but you love it for whatever goddamn reason. I should take that back. I think I know the reason you love this movie so much. I get it. It's kind of it's like most movies, as far as the fantasy element goes. We identify with the main character, and we wish, when we see the main character, go through all these incredible things, we wish that we were that person, so that we can, by proxy, experience the same emotions that the main character is experiencing. So I get all that. All right. I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay, I have no problem with women identifying with Ellie for an hour and a half. Okay, I have no problem with women pretending to be Ellie for an hour and a half. Until the spell is broken and the movie's over. I get all that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I did that too when I was a kid. I would watch Star Wars or something, or Rambo, and I would identify with John Rambo. Like I was out there killing, the Viet Cong, and that was like a fantasy of mine. So of course I understand that's what movies do. The best movies do it very well, but the best movies, they do it with plausibility. Okay, they do it with verisimilitude. Okay, they make it like it's not real. We know that's not real. In the back of our mind, we know this is all fake, but they do it in such a way that it hypnotizes us into believing for however long the movie is, that it kind of could happen. And if it could happen, this is how it would happen. Okay, but once characters or events or scenarios start happening that are just completely implausible, that if you really think about it, this is no way this would ever happen. Once you experience that in the movie, then the spell is broken. Now it's like, okay, what the fuck, dude? Why the fuck did that go in there? It's like, okay, so you've broken the spell. You've broken the spell here, okay? This movie has a little bit of a different approach, though. It tells you right from the very beginning that it's not real, okay? The tone, the music, the colors, the attitude, the voiceover, okay? The hyperbolic, speaking patterns, okay? The egregious pink and female colors, and all that, the toy dog, the Louis Vuitton, the Birkin bags, all that stuff just screams, okay, this is like an ultra girly girl. Okay, this is a girly girl. We're in a girly girl world. We're in a Barbie world. Okay, just like Barbie, but it's supposed to be in the real life. Okay, it's just like the Barbie movie last year, but it's supposed to be real life. Okay, Elle is basically a Barbie stand-in. Okay, she has all the accessories. She has all the different clothes. She's all about her clothes. She's all about her, her shoes and her car. And all that stuff. So I get that. All right. A lot of girls are into that stuff. Okay. Ellie more than most, but a lot of girls are into that stuff. So she's all about that. The dating. Okay. The boyfriend, the Ken doll boyfriend. Okay. Warren Huntington the third, comes from a super wealthy family. So it's not like he actually had to work for his money. He's not a self-made man. His brother is married a Vanderbilt. Okay. He's from the Hamptons in New York. He's super rich, wealthy family in New York. Okay, in his mind, he's kind of slumming it in LA, dating this girl who's super ultra wealthy in Bel Air. Okay, if you've ever been in Bel Air, that's you can't be poor to live there. Okay, okay, that's ultra wealthy neighborhood in Los Angeles. Okay, it's like Beverly Hills, better than Beverly Hills. Okay, it's up in the hills. Okay, gated communities, mansions everywhere. Lots of movie stars live there. Okay, so here's an ultra wealthy, West Coaster dating the ultra wealthy East Coaster. Now, we don't know how long they've been dating, but they've been dating long enough for Ellie to feel confident that he is her one and only. She's in love with him. She says it over and over again. She's in love with this guy. Then we finally meet the guy, and the guy's an asshole. I mean, he doesn't even try to hide it. I mean, all the girls in the sorority are all a bunch of ditzy idiot bitches. Okay, they're all mostly blonde. They're all stupid as fuck. Okay, so if this movie's trying to go against the ditzy blonde stereotype, okay, it's not working, because even though Elle is not stupid, all of her sorority sisters are. So how do you're not arguing against that stereotype? You're confirming the stereotype. Okay, that's another problem I have with this movie. Like, oh, you overthink. No, I'm not overthinking it. Okay, someone needs to fucking nobody overthink this movie when they fucking made it. If they had, they would have made such a shitty movie. Okay? So they're appealing to your emotions and then turning your fucking brain off. Now, I know a lot of women like that, okay? But it just doesn't work for the average human being. Okay? It's like, okay, come on, man. This makes no sense. Ellie is Elle, sorry. She's supposed to be, you know, she acts ditzy, blonde, you know, the Barbie doll, but she's really not. She's actually very intelligent. Okay? But you would never get that because you misjudged her. Okay, that's the running theme throughout this movie. You misjudged her. You thought she was an idiot, but she's not. She's actually smarter than you. Okay? Because we all know all girls that act ditzy and are blonde are like her. They're really geniuses. They're just hiding it. And you misjudged them. Get the fuck out of here. No, we didn't, okay? Like I said, her sorority sisters are all a bunch of fucking idiots too. All right? But anyway, Ellie's the exception, blah, blah, blah. But if Ellie really is this smart, how could she not see through? I mean, we met Hunter Worthington, and within 30 seconds of us meeting him, you know, his intro, you know, with the sunglasses at night, you know, just walking in there in his Armani suit, you know, and all the girls are playing with themselves while he walks by them in slow-mo, you know, with his arrogant attitude. And okay, we know he's an asshole. You don't have to be smart to know that. We know he's an asshole, but none of the girls know he's an asshole. And Ellie's been dating him for who knows how long, but since we know that she's not dumb, she just kind of comes across as dumb, then she would know that this guy was an asshole by now. So why would she think that he would want to take her seriously? You know, a guy like that wouldn't date Ellie. I'm not saying he wouldn't fuck her, he probably would, but he wouldn't date her. That wouldn't be his girlfriend. I mean, we've only seen him on one date, and it's their last date. It's the breakup date. And he's clearly embarrassed by her. Now, maybe he didn't know that when he first met her, that she was, you know, super emotional in public. But we see that now. She's screeching like a fucking dog when he breaks up with her. Mascara running, everything, you know, the exaggerated movements and all that kind of stuff. And I know that fits along with the tone of the movie. But realistically, a man like this, okay, a man who is, you know, in the top 0.00001% of eligible men, okay, because those are the only kind of guys these movies ever deal with. They never deal with the average guy. They only deal with that type of guy. Okay, a guy like that wouldn't want to be with Ellie. He would be embarrassed by her. And if he's embarrassed by her, he sure as fuck wouldn't be taking her out to these nice, expensive restaurants. Okay? He sure as hell wouldn't be parading her as his girlfriend. He would just be like a girl that he fucked. He'd probably take some pictures of it, maybe, you know, some non-consensual filming of it, okay? And he would show that to his friends. And that would be it. There wouldn't be this, like, you know, this long-term relationship, is what I'm trying to say, okay? And Ellie doesn't come across as a woman who would fall in love with a guy after dating him for like 2 weeks. You know, like all of a sudden now she thinks he's gonna propose. I don't think they only dated for a short period. I think they've been dating for a while, at least a year. We don't know. The movie doesn't tell us, but she was confident enough to think that he was ready to take the next step and propose to her, which clearly he wasn't. So why would she think that he would? You see what I mean? We know he's an asshole, just like that, but she doesn't. So how does that make the argument that she's actually smarter than all of us? You see what I mean? This movie just fucking goes back and forth between her intelligence levels. You know, on one hand, she knows everything about a fake fucking dress and a real dress, but she can't tell that her boyfriend's an asshole, even though we can within the first, 20 seconds of meeting them. You see what I mean? That's where the script is not consistent. Okay? It's things like that could take me out of the movie. All right? So anyway, the point of the movie is, okay, he's going to Harvard. Okay, he's super wealthy. He compares her to a Marilyn. He needs a Jackie because he's going to be a senator by the age of 30. Whatever, super rich family, he's going to Harvard, of course he is. Okay, so she decides that, so he doesn't want to take her with him to Harvard. So she's all upset about that, cries to her girlfriend, she stuffs her fucking face with chocolates, because we all know that's going to help, and watches a bunch of rom-coms and screams at the TV, he's a liar, he's a liar. Get the fuck out of here. Even the characters of this movie, okay, are comparing their real love lives to the fiction they see on TV. Okay, come on. A little meta there, isn't it, girls? All right, so so she's all upset. And I just remember whenever girls would talk to me about this movie, they always related to that scene. They always related to her, how she acted when her boyfriend dumped her, stuffed her face with chocolates, reaching for the Haagen-Dazs like that's gonna fucking help. It's like, come on. crying about it to her girlfriends. They're all giving her fucking terrible advice because none of them are fucking men and don't understand. That's why you need me. I give you a straight man's point of view. Okay? So if you want it, if you don't want it, if you want to, bury your head in the sand, okay, or maybe you're afraid I'll hurt your feelings by telling you the truth. Well, I'm sorry. The truth fucking hurts sometimes. Sometimes the truth fucking hurts. It just does. We don't all want to hear it, and a lot of us want it sugar fed to us. I'm not going to fucking do that to you. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to give you the respect. I'm going to talk to you like a fucking man. This is it. This is what I see. I got nothing to gain by lying to you. Okay? Why do men act that way? Well, you know why men act that way. I'm telling you why men act that way. And I'm telling you how a real man would have acted. Okay? He wouldn't have fucking made her his girlfriend. It would just been like a one night thing or every once in a while, a pocket girlfriend. That kind of thing. Whenever I fucking get horny and I can't get anyone else or no one else is available, yeah, I'll call her. I'll call Elle, I'll fucking, I'll lay the pipe and then, I'll be done with her, I'm sorry, but it's true. A guy like that, that's true. Okay. Unfortunately, these are the type of guys that you all fall in love with. These guys that you're always creaming your jeans over. The guys that actually do give a shit about you, you wouldn't give a shit about them. You don't care about them. And that's true. Unfortunately, it's true. Hey, I'm not saying dating's fair. I'm not saying dating's fair. Okay. There's a lot of shit that us men go through that you don't have to go through. Okay. Now, some guys bitch about it, okay? I'm going to bitch about both sides, okay? There's shit you go through that we don't have to go through as well, okay? So it's all fair. In the big grand scheme of things, it's all fair. Even if, in your personal situation, it didn't come out fair, okay? Well, it doesn't come out fair for everybody, but in the big scheme of things, in the master plan, the big picture, it's all fair. Everything balances out, okay? So what do you call it? So that's going on here. So she decides that she wants to... she's going to go to Harvard to be with him. Okay. But her degree is in fashion and marketing. But she got a 4.0. So once again, she's not dumb. Okay. She just acts dumb. Okay. So, she takes the LSAT. She crams for it. She makes an admissions video, her application video to Harvard, which comes across like a fucking music video, She does all that. Of course, the board of admissions at Harvard is all a bunch of horny old white men, that have never seen a young girl with tits before, despite the fact that they run a university that's full of women in their fucking 20s. Okay, they've never seen that before, so they get all turned on. They decide that, yeah, that's what we need for Harvard. A girl like that, a Barbie doll like her, even though she's not as pretty as Barbie. Okay, we need her because they all get fucking turned on. That's all it takes, really. You got to have the right grades, and then you have to fucking have show your tits in a fucking admissions video, and that's all it takes to get into Harvard. So that's what happens. She just gets in there like a hot knife through butter. Okay, no real obstacles here, okay? She acts all like, oh my God, I gotta take the LSAT, but she crams for it, but she fucking aces it, okay? Her girlfriends are all supporting her, she's really into fucking making that video, and it's just like, it's not difficult, is what I'm trying to say. It's not difficult, okay? It's not difficult to get into Harvard, okay? This movie tells you it's not that difficult to get into Harvard, okay? The movie also underplays the fact that she's super fucking wealthy. Okay, and it's a lot easier to get into Harvard when you're wealthy than it is when you're not. Okay, also it's not believable that these horny old men would be like, should a girl like that be going to Harvard? It's a fucking woke libtard fucking school, and it was in 2001 as well. Okay, this is fucking Ivy League New England. Okay, this is as fucking left as it fucking gets. This is all body positivity, BLM, sex positive. Okay, birth control, abortion, all that shit is fucking paraded, in Ivy League academia. Okay, so yes, okay, the fact that you're gonna get some fucking porn star wannabe to go to your fucking school is encouraged over there. Okay, it's all about that shit. Okay, it's not some fucking conservative where it's like Christian or anything like that. You shouldn't show your leg and none of that shit. And that shit goes on anymore. Not even amongst conservatives, all right? And that includes 2001. I lived through 2001. I was a young man in 2001. I was dating in 2001, okay? So no, okay? Fucking Harvard was woke back then too, okay? It just got turned up a lot in the past 10 years, but it was woke back then, okay? In case you haven't noticed, this movie's kind of woke as well, all right? This movie, clearly, you're supposed to relate to Elle, but it leaves out the fact that she is a super privileged white woman. Super wealthy family, okay? Just like this guy that she's trying to chase, all right? I keep saying the real villain in these movies is not racism, okay? It's not sexism, it's classism. It's classism. Even when you watch Sex in the City, okay? You know, you look up to these role models and shit like Samantha and stuff, okay? It's all classism. It's about who has the money and who doesn't. Okay, those girls in that show have money, so they can do things that the average woman who doesn't have money can't do. You see what I mean? No one brings that up. Everyone just, oh, it's about their, oh God, I know girls just like Samantha. Oh God, I'm just like Carrie. Get the fuck out of here. No, you don't. Okay, unless you're ultra wealthy libtard living in fucking New York, okay, you don't relate to them. Okay, you're not gonna have it as easy as they have it. Okay, do you think Samantha Jones ever fucking got pregnant? Do you think she ever contracted an STD? Huh? No, she didn't, okay? Because that breaks the illusion of the sex positivity lifestyle that she leads, that she, you know, endorses, okay? That she pushes on other women. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, okay? No consequences, okay? No accountability, okay? These chick flicks, they don't have accountability. No one ever fucking pays for what they've done. No one ever accepts the consequences for what they've done. That's what I'm talking about, okay? It's not in here. It's not plausible. It's not verisimilitude, okay? If you look at a guy movie, that's probably the biggest difference, okay? When men do something in a guy movie, okay, they have to answer for it, okay? If a guy kills a terrorist brother, then guess what? That terrorist is coming for his ass, and that's for the plot of the movie. You see what I mean? He doesn't just fucking get away with it. You see what I mean? If a guy, he assaults a woman or something, he's gonna pay for it by the end of the movie. He doesn't just get a pass. Okay? You see, that's what I'm talking about. Accountability. It's not in these movies. I know you women, most of you women hate that. Not all women, most of you women hate that word, but it's fucking true. It's real life. But it doesn't matter whether you hate it or not, okay? Our real life is not a movie. Okay? We pay for the things we've done, and you can't escape it any more than I can. I'm just acknowledging it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? And it'd be nice if these movies acknowledge that every once in a while. I guarantee you get more guys in the theater to watch it as well, if they did. Okay? But anyway, and just for the record here, okay, when I say stuff like this, okay, about women, I'm not talking about all women. I'm not even talking about most women. Okay? When I complain about the feminists and all that kind of stuff, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about a very small percentage of women that are out there. I personally believe most women are good. Most women are not sexist and I'm a misandrist. Okay? They don't think of themselves above men any more than, men are above them. Okay? I'm not saying that at all. I think most women are decent. They're good people. Okay? And they try to do the right thing. Okay? I'm not saying that all women are bitches or whores. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, okay, is that that's a small percentage of women with this certain ideology. They're the ones that are making these movies. They're making these TV shows. They're putting in their own social dynamics, okay, their own virtue signaling, their own ideology into this programming for women, and telling you that you need to believe it too, or there's something wrong with you. And unfortunately, the women that aren't this way, the majority of women, okay, that are not this way, they don't have any control over what gets made. They have no control over the TV shows that are coming out. All they can do, all the average woman can do, is choose whether or not to watch whatever fucking piece of shit sandwich Hollywood's going to feed you this week. That's the only choice you have. You don't actually make this stuff, so you have no say on what gets produced. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, this small fucking percentage of woke or fucking libtards are controlling all the program. They're controlling all the movies. They're writing all the scripts. They're running all the studios. They're making all the TV shows. Okay, they're the ones that are publicizing all the musicians. Okay, they're the ones that are doing all this shit. That small fucking percentage, and they're feeding you their ideology. It's up to you whether or not you're going to eat it or not. Okay. But if what I'm saying is that the majority of women, okay, they're not the ones, majority of women believe are not the ones that are making the TV shows, they're not making the movies, okay? They're not, okay? It's only that small percentage that is in charge. So when I criticize the women, I'm not talking about you necessarily, I'm talking about the women that are running the studios that are putting this shit out there and telling me that I can't handle it because I'm a man and telling you that you're not a real woman unless you agree with it. Well, that's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. Make up your own fucking mind. You decide whether or not you're going to fucking consume this shit. Okay? You decide that. Not them. Don't let them decide that for you. You decide it. Okay? So anyway, so So that's going on here. Okay, Ella decides she's going to go to Harvard. All right, she makes that stupid video to get in. Of course, all the horny old white men, they let her in. Okay, she arrives at Harvard and makes a scene with her pink leather and pink sunglasses and her toy dog and her convertible Porsche. Yeah, like I said, this woman's not hurting for money, okay? She could have easily have gone to another school. She could have gone to Stanford. She could have gone to Yale. Okay, she could have gone to Brown, Cornell. She could have gone to any of these other Ivy League schools, but she went to Harvard. Harvard. Okay? Just for a guy. And this girl is supposed to be smart. Okay, so that's going on here, okay? She doesn't fit in with the new kids, okay, that are there. They all look at her like she, like, what's this Barbie doll doing here? She drives a Barbie car. That kind of thing, so she gets a lot of pushback from the other students. They don't understand her. That makes no sense to me, okay? It's not like Elle just showed up from some other fucking island or something. She came from fucking from USC. Now, they call it C-U-L-A in the movie, but it's USC's when they filmed it, okay? She came from fucking USC to Harvard, okay? It's not that much of a stretch, okay? It's just a bunch of woke libtards in New England as opposed to woke libtards in the West Coast. That's the only difference, okay? But they're ostracizing her. That's kind of stupid, okay? It makes no sense, all right? Okay, there's just as many butch feminists in fucking New England as there is in fucking the West Coast, all right? So anyway, and they're the ones that run the fucking Ivy League schools, all right? So she doesn't fit in with the new kids. Okay, the boys are all fucking pussy beta men, which is realistic, okay? Okay, and the women are all butch lesbians, okay? Which is also realistic. That's pretty much kept up to date. All right, okay, she wears like this Hugh Hefner type suit to her first class, which is kind of weird, okay? I mean, I understand that she likes to, set her own rules, and she's kind of a fly by the seat of her pants type of girl. She brings her own wardrobe with her and stuff. But she should understand, look around at what are all the other women wearing? Why do you want to wear something that's completely different from that? It's because you want attention. And you're going to tell me that Elle is too stupid to realize that the only reason a woman would dress like this to class is because she wants attention? She doesn't realize that? She thinks they're picking on her because of her fashion choice? No, this woman wants attention. She wants attention. She wants all eyes on her. She wants to stand out. She wants people to notice her. Okay, that's a narcissistic thing. And that's why she's dressed that way. The movie ain't going to go there. They don't want you to think that. Okay? All they want you to think about, her heart is broken and she's trying to win the man she loves back. I applaud it. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. All right? I would say her actions don't match her personality. All right? So she doesn't fit in, blah, blah, blah. Okay, she wears that Hugh Hefner suit, okay? And guess what? She bumps into Warner in the hallway at Harvard. And he's like, what are you doing here, Ellie? I got accepted into Harvard. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I got to my first class. Got to go by. So she's playing all nonchalant. Like, no, I didn't come here to stalk you, to hunt you down. I came here because I just wanted to, for my own reasons. That kind of fucking thing. Okay. And he's shocked. In fact, this is how shocked he is. Okay. He can't even process that Ellie got into Harvard, much less he's going to be seeing her in the hallways. He's just like, just like that. As she walks away, bye, I gotta go to class. He's just like, and that goes on for like 4 hours. He's just like, dude, did you ever take acting lessons? Or did the director tell you to do that? The gay director, did he tell you to do that? Okay, because you're coming off as a fucking idiot. And idiots don't get into Harvard. Like, you had no idea that Ellie would do something like this. You dated her for how long? You knew she's a weirdo, but you had no idea she would pull a trick like this. You're too stupid to realize that she did it for you. There's no way did she ever talk about Harvard before to you, that she wanted to go there? No, she didn't. Did she go do pre-law in college? No, she didn't. Fashion and marketing. Okay? Clearly, she's here for you. And your response to that is like that, like a fucking pussy? Like you're waiting for a cock to go in there? Hey, I'm sorry, man. You don't know how to write men. All right, in class, everyone has a laptop. Now, I do remember that because I was a young man back then, and I do remember that the first time, and not everyone had laptops back then. You got to remember, this is a rich Ivy League school. You got to be rich to go to school here. Okay, you got to be like a Kennedy. Okay, and I remember because I was going to college at the time, and I remember the first time I'd ever seen laptops. All the students had laptops, which were new back then. Okay, they weren't. Okay, you had to be rich to have a laptop. A laptop back then isn't like it is today. Okay, a laptop back then cost like $2,000 in 2001. Okay, it wasn't like they are today. The internet wasn't as good as it is today. Okay, we didn't have 5G or anything like that back then. All right, we still had dial-up back then. Okay, so that was like, oh my god. And what it was, Ellie had, she has like a fucking heart-shaped like notebook to write her notes on. Okay, but I remember that, like, oh my god, these are like rich kids, because I was going to university, I was going to UIC, okay, and we sure as fuck didn't have laptops with us. Okay, not they are today. I mean, but back then we didn't come to school. Everyone had a laptop. They just opened up. No, it wasn't like that back then. So I remember that was the first time I saw it. It was like, oh my god, these kids are rich. They all have laptops. I remember thinking that. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, we meet the professor, this woman, this fucking bitch woman, old lady. She writes down on the board, law is reason free from passion. Law is reason free from passion. And she's a ball busting bitch, Who said that? And one student said, Aristotle said that. Really? Are you sure? Would you bet your life on it? Or your academic career? Well, actually, you see what I mean? And then he starts doubting himself. I don't know, maybe I think so. That kind of fucking thing. So she intimidates him to get him to change his position. Okay, so I understand what she's trying to do here, because they did that to us in the Marines too. They tried to fuck with us psychologically. Okay, are you confident in your answer? Okay, are you confident in your answer? Are you a confident person? They're testing to see if you're confident in making decisions. If you're the kind of person that under pressure will flip-flop, then you're not someone that we want. You're someone with no integrity. Okay? You're not sure of yourself. Okay? You're insecure. Okay? That's the real test, not whether or not you got the answer right. Okay? So that's going on. So professor is a bitch to the student, the male student, okay? And Ellie, of course, Elle is not prepared at all. Like I said, she didn't practice, she didn't read the syllabus, she didn't practice what the lesson was going to be, she didn't read the lesson plan, none of that stuff happened. So she's not prepared. Okay, and of course the teacher calls her out, the professor calls her out, and then she goes up to this other girl sitting behind Elle named Vivian, who's played by Selma Blair. She's a cute girl, skinny, a little skinny for my taste, nice eyes, pretty face. She has her hair. Now, if you know something about the actress that plays her, Vivian, what the fuck's her name? God, the actress that plays Vivian here. Is Selma Blair, who unfortunately has cancer now. She has kind of like a weird forehead, like it goes up here, like an Indian forehead, So she covers it by putting her bangs down. Anyway, but she's pretty otherwise. And we've seen her in a lot of things, She was in fucking Hellboy and stuff, right? And The Sweetest Thing, She pops up in a lot of stuff. She was in Cruel Intentions, okay? So anyway, she plays this girl named Vivian, okay? And she agrees with the professor that the professor should kick her out of class. She says, do you believe that I should... Elle should be expelled from the classroom for not being prepared? And Vivian says, yes. So they kick Elle out of the classroom. So, of course, Elle's all, and walks out of there, okay? Because she was called out. I mean, look at the way she was fucking dressed, for Christ's sake, all right? And the professor made a fool of her, blah, blah, blah. So she walks out of there all crying, all pissed off and upset, okay? She sits down at a park bench. Okay, and right there on the bench next to her is Luke Wilson. Yes, from the Wilson brothers. Yes, Luke Wilson himself. Okay, remember Home Fries? Yeah, Luke Wilson. I saw him recently. He was on Stargirl. Okay, Stargirl. That's like a CW show that got canceled like 2 years ago. Stargirl. Okay, he was like the stepdad. Not the dad, the stepdad on that show, all right? How the mighty have fallen, right? Anyway, yeah, but you remember him from Idiocracy and stuff, and, he was in Old School, that kind of thing. All these funny movies. Of course, his brother is more famous than him, Owen Wilson, Mr. Dick Nose himself, Wow. That guy. How can a guy with such a fucking dick nose be in so many rom-coms? It makes no fucking sense. Anyway, moving right along. It's Luke Wilson. Okay, he's sitting on the park bench next to Elle, who's upset. Okay, the professor made him cry once. He tells her the professor made him cry once too. He asks her a bunch of questions. Who's your professor? Blah, blah, blah. He gives her advice on how to deal with her professors. Okay, he knows who all of her professors are. In a school as big as Harvard, you know who all the professors are. I find that a little hard to believe. Okay, and he gives her advice on dealing with them. Okay, Elle finds out that Vivian. Okay, all of a sudden Warner shows up with Vivian. So Elle quickly discovers that Vivian is Warner's new, not girlfriend, fiance. Oh, I heard all about you. that kind of thing. That's how Vivian comes across to Elle. Okay. So over the summer, he got engaged to this girl. So clearly he was seeing her behind Elle's back, and she didn't know it, okay? And he calls Vivian Pooh Bear, which is what he used to call Elle when they were together, okay? So she catches that right away. Of course, she tries to play it off like it doesn't matter, like, you know, but she runs out of there all upset and crying and pissed off. She gets in her fucking Porsche, starts driving off the campus to the little town outside of the campus, outside of the, you know, there, okay, and she starts looking for a beauty salon, a nail salon, somewhere she can find a woman so they can fucking talk about their problems together, because women love to do that shit, all right? Okay, and that's where she'll meet Paulette, another character in this movie, but I will get to that in the next video, okay? Thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one.